My mom always favored my brother no matter how much I achieved. Then I discovered she stole my identity to take out a $40,000 loan for him. It broke me. And what I discovered about her affair, the fraud, and their plan led to one move that brought their entire house of lies crashing down. I'm Emma, and I guess I'm here to vent about something that's been eating me alive. Picture this. You're 30, grinding through life as a data analyst, trying to keep your head above water in a suburban nowhere town outside Chicago. You're not rich, but you're proud of paying your bills on time, keeping your credit score decent, maybe even dreaming of a down payment on a condo someday. Then, out of nowhere, you get a gut punch that makes you question everything you thought you knew about your family. That's where I'm at right now, and I need to get this off my chest. Growing up, I always felt like I was playing second fiddle in my house. My mom, Diane, had this way of lighting up whenever my younger brother Lucas walked into the room. He's 3 years younger, 27 now, and back then he was the golden boy. New sneakers for Lucas, no problem. A summer camp he begged for? Mom found the money. Me, I got thrift store jeans and a "You're fine, Emma, you're tough" speech. I didn't mind too much as a kid. I thought, that's just how families worked. Lucas was the baby, the charmer, always cracking jokes and getting away with stuff. I was the quiet one, nose in a book, figuring out life on my own. It wasn't like Mom was cruel. She'd hug me, tell me she was proud when I got straight A's, but it always felt conditional, like I had to earn it, while Lucas just had to exist. When I got into college, she helped with a few bucks here and there, but I worked 2 jobs to cover the rest. Lucas, though, she co-signed his car loan, paid his phone bill when he forgot, even covered his rent when he dropped out of community college to find himself. I'd bite my tongue, thinking, okay, he's her favorite, but she's still my mom. Fast forward to now. I'm living in a 1-bedroom apartment, crunching numbers for a logistics company. It's not glamorous, but I like the puzzle of it, making data tell a story. I'm careful with money, always checking my accounts, because I've seen how fast things can spiral. About a month ago, I'm sipping coffee, scrolling through my banking app, when I get an email from my credit monitoring service. New account opened in your name. My heart stops. I click through, and there it is, a $40,000 personal loan taken out 2 weeks ago, tied to my Social Security number. I don't remember applying for any loan. I haven't even bought a new couch in years. I call the bank, hands shaking, thinking it's identity theft. The rep's calm, almost bored, as she pulls up the details. The loan's in your name, ma'am, but the contact info lists Diane Thompson. Co-applicant? That's my mom. My stomach twists like I'm going to throw up. I hang up and sit there, staring at my kitchen table, trying to wrap my head around it. Mom? Taking out a loan in my name? I mean, we've had our issues. I don't cry. I'm too mad for that. I grab my keys and drive to her house, 20 minutes away, in the same neighborhood I grew up in. Mom's in her kitchen when I walk in, stirring something on the stove. She smiles, offers me tea like it's any other Sunday. I don't sit down. "Did you take out a loan in my name?" I ask, voice flat. Her face freezes, just for a second, then she laughs it off. "Oh, Emma, it's not a big deal. It's for Lucas. He's got this food truck idea, and we needed a little boost to get it going." I blink. "A little boost? It's $40,000, Mom. In my name? Without—" She waves her hand, like I'm overreacting. "You've always been good with money. I knew you'd handle it. It's for family." I'm floored. She didn't even hesitate, just assumed I'd be fine with her gambling my credit, my future, for Lucas's half-baked dream. I ask her why she didn't take the loan herself. She mumbles something about her credit not being great, then changes the subject, saying Lucas has a real shot this time. I think about all the times she's bailed him out. Concert tickets, that Vegas trip he— "What about me?" I say, louder than I mean to. "When do I get to be the one you bet on?" She looks at me like I've slapped her, then says, "Emma, don't make this about you." I leave before I say something I can't take back. Driving home, I'm replaying every moment I let slide, every time Mom picked Lucas over me, every time I told myself it didn't matter. I pull over because my hands are shaking too much to steer. I check my phone, and there's a text from Lucas. "Chill, sis. It's just a loan. I'll pay it back." No apology, no explanation, just that smug tone he's always had. I don't reply. Instead, I open my laptop and start digging into the loan documents the bank emailed me. Something about this feels wrong, deeper than just Mom's favoritism. I don't know what I'm looking for yet, but I know one thing. I'm not letting this slide. I'm so mad I can't think straight, but I'm also scared of what this means for me and my family. I keep wondering if I'm the jerk for making a big deal out of this, or if I'm right to feel like they've crossed a line. Has anyone else dealt with something like this? How do you even start to fix it when it's your own mom pulling this kind of stunt? I'm back, and I don't even know where to start. Thanks for the comments on my last post. Some of you said to lawyer up, others said talk it out. I tried digging deeper, and holy crap, it's so much worse than I thought. I'm sitting here with a glass of cheap wine, trying to process what I've found. And I need to lay it all out before I lose my mind. After that fight with Mom, I couldn't sleep. The loan kept nagging at me, not just the money, but how casual she was about it, like my life was just a tool for her to use. So I started poking around. The bank sent me a PDF of the loan agreement, and something caught my eye. A second signature, not mine, next to Mom's. It was Mark's. This guy who's been hanging around our family forever. He's one of those uncle types. Not blood, but always at barbecues. Always. I never liked him, but Mom called him a lifesaver for helping with odd jobs after Dad passed. Seeing his name on the loan made my skin crawl. I called the bank again, pretending I was just clarifying details. The rep said Mark was listed as a reference and the loan was processed through a small credit union he's tied to. That's when I got suspicious. Why would Mom need Mark's help for a loan in my name? I started Googling him, which I've never done before. Turns out he's got a shady side, some old Yelp reviews about a car lot he ran, calling him a crook for forging title. Nothing concrete, but enough to make me wonder what he's really up to with Mom. Then I did something I'm not proud of. Mom left her phone at my place a while back, and I still had her iCloud synced to an old tablet I never returned. I know, snooping's a bad look, but I was desperate. I logged in, expecting maybe some texts about the loan. What I found was a freaking bomb. Messages between her and Mark going back months, not just about money. My hands went cold. Mom's been cheating on Dad's memory with this sleaze, and it's been going on right under our noses. I kept scrolling, feeling sicker with every message. There was one thread about the loan where Mark said, "Don't worry, Emma's credit's clean, it'll go through." Mom replied, "She'll never notice." I had to put the tablet down because I was shaking so bad. They planned this together, knowing it'd screw me over. But the kicker? Lucas was in on it. I found a group chat with the three of them where Lucas was like, "Just make sure it clears, I need the cash by next week." No food truck mentioned, just some vague big plans. That sent me down another rabbit hole. I checked Lucas's Instagram, which I usually avoid because it's all flexing and filters. Sure enough, no food truck in sight. Instead, he's posting from Miami, Vegas, some rooftop bar in LA, all in the last month, bottle service, new watch, tagging random influencers. I cross-checked the dates with the loan approval, and it lines up. He's been burning through thousands while I'm clipping coupons to make rent. I sat there, staring at his smug grin in those photos, and felt something break inside me. My own brother, treating my life like his personal ATM. I wasn't done yet. I needed hard proof, something the bank couldn't ignore. I pulled up the loan docs again and zoomed in on my signature. It's close, but it's not mine. The loops on the E are too loopy, like someone tried too hard. I found an old lease I'd signed and compared them side by side. Definitely forged. I took screenshots, saved every text I could find, even backed up Mom's iCloud to a USB drive. I don't know what I'm going to do with it all yet, but I'm not letting them gaslight me into thinking this is okay. The worst part isn't even the money, it's the betrayal. I keep replaying memories, like Mom tucking me in as a kid, or Lucas teaching me to ride a bike. Were they always like this? Or did something change? I feel stupid for trusting them, for thinking family meant we'd have each other's backs. Now I'm wondering what else they've lied about. Was Dad's life insurance really used up, or did that go to Lucas too? I can't ask him. He's been gone 5 years, but I wish he was here to tell me what to do. I haven't talked to Mom or Lucas since I found all this. I keep imagining confronting them, screaming until they admit it, but what's the point? They'll just lie again. Part of me wants to call the cops, but I'm scared of blowing up what's left of our family. Another part wants to wash my hands of them and never look back. I'm stuck. I've got all this evidence, but I don't know how to use it without burning everything down. Has anyone dealt with something this messed up? How do you keep it together when the people you love stab you in the back? I'm trying to stay calm, but every time I think about those texts, I want to throw something. I'm back again, and I don't know how to feel about what just happened. Thanks for the advice on my last post. Some of you said to confront them, others said to go straight to the bank. I couldn't keep bottling it up, so I went to Mom's place to lay it all out. It was a disaster, and I'm still reeling. I'm typing this from my couch with a cup of tea that's gone cold, trying to make sense of the fallout. Here's how it went down. I didn't plan it well. I was sitting on all that evidence, screenshots, forged signatures, texts about the loan and the affair, and it was burning a hole in my brain. I drove to Mom's house after work, no call, no warning. My hands were sweaty on the steering wheel, and I kept rehearsing what to say, but it was a mess in my head. When I got there, she was in the living room, watching some cooking show, looking so normal, it made me madder. I didn't sit down, I just blurted it out. I know about the loan. I know you forged my name. And I know about Mark. Her face went white, like she'd seen a ghost. For a second, I thought she'd deny it, but then her eyes welled up and she started crying. Not loud sobs, just quiet, shaky tears, like she was caught and knew it. She put her hands over her face and said, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for it to go this far." I stood there, arms crossed, waiting for more. She said she took out the loan because Lucas was struggling and she didn't want him to feel like a failure. Mark helped because her credit was shot, and she swore she planned to pay it back before I noticed. I wasn't buying it. "You used my name," I said, my voice louder than I meant. "You didn't ask me. You didn't care what it'd do to me." She kept saying, "It's for family." Like that made it okay. Then she dropped the bomb about Mark. She admitted they'd been close for a while, even before Dad died. My stomach twisted. I asked if Dad knew, and she just looked away, which was answer enough. I felt like the room was spinning. Everything I thought about our family was crumbling. That's when Lucas walked in. I didn't even hear his car pull up. He must have caught the tail end because he went straight to defensive mode. "What's your problem?" he snapped, tossing his keys on the counter. I turned on him, all the anger from those Instagram posts boiling over. "My problem? You're blowing thousands on parties while I'm stuck with your debt." His face got red, and he started yelling, saying I was jealous, that I've always hated his hustle. I laughed, but it wasn't funny. I told him I saw the texts, that he knew about the loan and didn't care. He didn't even flinch, just said, "You're making a big deal out of nothing. I'll pay it back when my business takes off." I lost it. What business? Bottle service in Miami? That's not a food truck, Lucas. Mom tried to step in, telling us to calm down, but I was done holding back. I looked at her and said, "You've been choosing him over me my whole life. You stole my future for him, and you're sleeping with a creep who helped you do it." The words felt like knives, but I meant every one. She started sobbing harder, begging me to stop. "We're family," she kept saying, like it was a magic spell. "Please don't do this." Lucas chimed in, calling me selfish, saying I was tearing everyone apart. I felt this weird mix of rage and guilt, like maybe I was going too far, but then I remembered those texts. Her and Mark plotting, Lucas laughing it off. I took a breath and said, I walked out before they could say anything else. My hands were trembling as I got in my car, and I just sat there for a minute, staring at the house. It didn't feel like home anymore. I drove back to my place, and by the time I got inside, my phone was blowing up. Mom left voicemails, crying, saying she'd fix it, begging me not to tell anyone. Lucas sent a text, "You're such a drama queen. Good luck with your perfect life." I didn't reply to either. I just turned off my phone and cried for the first time since this started. Not loud, just quiet, like something inside me broke. Now I'm hearing from neighbors. Apparently, Mom's been telling people I misunderstood and blew things out of proportion. Lucas posted some vague Instagram story about hatters, which I'm sure is about me. It's like they are already spinning it, making me the bad guy. I keep second-guessing myself. Maybe I should have stayed calm. Maybe I shouldn't have brought up Mark. But then I think about that loan, those lies, and I know I had to say something. I can't unknow what they've done. I thought confronting them would feel good, like I'd taken control, but it just feels empty. I don't know if I want to fix things or cut them off for good. Part of me wants to protect what's left of us, but another part's screaming they don't deserve it. Has anyone been through this kind of family mess? How do you deal when the people who hurt you won't even own it? I'm trying to figure out my next step, but right now, I just feel like I'm drowning. I'm back. And I don't know if I'm proud or ashamed of what I've done. Thanks to the replies to my last post. Some of you said to walk away. Others said to fight for what's mine. After that blow-up, I couldn't just sit there letting them walk all over me again. I decided to take control, and it's been a wild ride. I'm typing this late, with a glass of water and a headache, trying to unpack it all. Here's what happened. I woke up the day after the fight feeling like I'd been hit by a truck. My eyes were puffy, my inbox was full of Mom's apologies, and Lucas was still posting cryptic nonsense online. I kept thinking about what they'd done, not just the loan, but years of making me feel like I didn't matter. I was done being the punching bag. I started with the bank. I gathered all my evidence, those screenshots, the forged signature, the texts, and emailed their fraud department. I laid it out plainly. My name was used without consent, and I had proof. It felt weirdly empowering, like I was finally standing up for myself. A few days later, the bank called. They'd reviewed my file and confirmed the signature wasn't mine. They canceled the loan, no questions asked, and said they'd report it as fraud. My credit was clear, but Mom's wasn't. She was listed as the co-applicant, so this was going to hit her hard. I didn't feel glee or anything, just relief. Like I'd taken back a piece of my life, but I wasn't done. I kept thinking about Dad's house and living there, and I had a bad feeling she'd try to sign it over to Lucas to fix his mess. I Googled around and found a lawyer named Sarah who did free consultations. I met her at a coffee shop, nervous as hell, with my folder of evidence. She was kind, but no nonsense, sipping her latte while I spilled the whole story. She said I had a case to protect my share of the house, especially since it was in Dad's will for both me and Lucas. We filed some paperwork to freeze any changes to the deed until things got sorted. It wasn't cheap. I dipped into my savings, but knowing Lucas couldn't just waltz off with everything felt worth it. Sarah also warned me Mom might face legal trouble for the fraud, which gave me pause. I didn't want her in jail, but I couldn't keep protecting her either. While all this was going on, I kept my distance. Mom called a few times, leaving voicemails about working things out, but I didn't pick up. Lucas texted once, saying I was ruining his life, which I ignored. I wasn't trying to destroy anyone, I just wanted what was fair. But then came the family barbecue. It's this annual thing at Mom's with cousins, neighbors, the whole circus. I almost skipped it, but something in me said I needed to show up. I got there late, carrying a store-bought pie because I wasn't in the mood to bake. Everyone was in the backyard eating burgers, laughing like nothing was wrong. Lucas was holding court by the grill, telling some loud story about a business deal. I could have stayed quiet, but I was done biting my tongue. I waited until he paused, then said, loud enough for everyone to hear, "Funny how you're talking about deals when you've been spending thousands on clubs instead of that food." Yard went silent. Lucas laughed it off, saying I was stretched, but I kept going. "You knew about the loan, didn't you? The one Mom took out in my name?" People started whispering. Our cousin Jen pulled me aside, asking what was going on. I didn't spill everything, just enough to make it clear Lucas wasn't the golden boy he played. By the end of the night, his buddies were giving him side eye, and Jen told me later he left early, pissed. Mom tried to smooth things over, telling everyone I was going through a lot, but I could tell she was rattled. I didn't feel like a hero. It was more like ripping off a band-aid. Messy, but necessary. Now the dust's settling, and it's weird. I got what I wanted. The loan's gone, my share of the house is safe, and Lucas's halo is cracked. But it doesn't feel like a win. I keep picturing Mom's face at the barbecue, all tight and fake smiley, and Lucas storming off like a kid. Part of me wonders if I went too far, if I should have just let it go. Sarah says I did the right thing, that protecting myself isn't revenge, it's survival. But I'm not sure where the line is. I've got this knot in my chest, like I've traded one kind of hurt for another. I thought taking action would fix how I feel, but it's just shifted the weight. I don't know if I'm supposed to keep fighting or try to patch things up. Has anyone else had to draw a line like this with family? How do you know when you've done enough? I'm grateful for you all listening. It's keeping me sane, but I'm scared of what comes next. It's been a few weeks since the barbecue, and things have settled, but not in the way I expected. I'm sitting in my apartment, with a candle flickering because I needed something cozy tonight, trying to make sense of where I've landed. This is the end of it, I think, and I've got a lot to unpack. After I aired everything out, life got quiet. Too quiet. Mom stopped calling, and Lucas went radio silent. No more snarky texts or vague posts. I heard through Jen that Mom's dealing with fallout from the bank. They didn't just cancel the loan, they flagged her account for fraud, and now she's got investigators sniffing around. Nothing's gone to court yet, but Sarah says it could. I keep telling myself she made her choices. Same as me. Lucas, meanwhile, is crashing with some friend in a rundown apartment across town. Jen says he's been begging for cash, but no one's biting. Not after word got out about his spending sprees. His squad ditched him, and last I heard, he's working odd jobs, nothing steady. I don't feel sorry for him, but I don't hate him either. It's weird, like he's just a stranger now, not the kid I used to share snacks with. I keep wondering if he'll ever figure himself out, but that's not my fight anymore. I didn't plan to see Mom again, but she showed up at my place one evening unannounced. I almost didn't open the door. She looked wrecked, hair messy, eyes red. Against my better judgment, I let her in. She sat on my couch, clutching her purse like a lifeline, and started talking. No excuses this time, just apologies, one after another. She said she messed up, that she thought she was helping Lucas but ended up hurting me worst. She brought up Dad, how she leaned on Mark because she felt alone, and how it spiraled into lies she couldn't untangle. For the first time, I saw her as human, not just the person who betrayed me. I listened, but I didn't hug her or say it was okay. I couldn't. Instead, I told her the truth. I can forgive you, Mom, but the bank won't. And I won't clean up your mess. Her face crumpled, but she nodded like she knew it was coming. She asked if we could still talk, maybe rebuild something later. I said I'd think about it, but honestly, I don't know if I can. When she left, I felt lighter, but also empty. Like I'd closed a door I didn't want to. The house is safe, at least Sarah got the paperwork sorted, so my share is locked in no matter what happens with Mom or Lucas. It's not about money. It's about knowing Dad's memory can't be taken from me. I'm still working, still crunching numbers, but I've been sleeping better, eating actual meals instead of stress snacks. I even started therapy, which I never thought I'd do. It's helping me untangle the guilt, the anger, all of it. I'm learning I don't have to carry their baggage anymore. Looking back, I keep asking myself if I could have done things differently. Maybe if I'd confronted them sooner or softer, we wouldn't be here. But then I remember those texts, that forged signature, and I know I had to fight back. I didn't do it to hurt them. I did it to save myself. That's what I'm holding on to, even on days when I feel like the bad guy. I've lost something, sure. Family dinners, old memories. But I've gained something too. I know my worth now, and I won't let anyone take that away again. It's lonely sometimes. I see posts online about big family gatherings and it stings knowing mine's fractured. But I'm building my own life. Friends who check in, a job I'm good at, maybe even a trip I've been saving for. I don't need mom's approval or Lucas's charm to feel whole. Therapy's teaching me that boundaries aren't mean, they're how you survive. I wish I'd learned that sooner, but better late than never, right? I don't know if I'm the hero or the villain or just some woman trying to keep her head up. I keep thinking about what forgiveness means, whether it's letting mom back in or just letting go of the hate. For now, I'm taking it one day at a time, trying to be kinder to myself. You guys have been amazing reading all this and chiming in. It's like having a virtual coffee date with people who get it. If you've got any last advice on moving on or rebuilding after something like this, I'm all ears. Thanks for being here. It's meant more than you know. If this hit close to home, hit subscribe, drop a comment, and let's talk. I'm here, and I listen.